ready whenever you are.
We are live. Hello and welcome to Talk Chef. I'm one of your hosts, Rekha.
I'm your other host, Jordan. And today we have two incredible guests.
Wow, I can't believe we booked them. It's so cool they were available.
They're
Our
both
guests
hot and successful, very smart.
Yeah, very cool, very hot. It's Rekha and Jordan, guys.
Hello. Hey guys. That's awesome. I love that.
Freaking awesome.
Really exciting. Rekha and I just decided we wanted to kick off this season with just us. We thought it would be fun. We thought it'd be fun to take some questions. We thought it would be pertinent to talk about some stuff that happened last season and also to kind of give you a rundown on how we're going to be structuring the seasons moving forward.
Yeah.
Or this season moving forward, I guess. Who knows what we'll do next season?
Who knows? We're a bag of surprises. We change things up every season.
Absolutely.
So we'll get like smaller order of business out of the way first. So yeah, you guys know we've been doing food-based charity, support every season, and this season's no different. But instead of trying to get donations every week, we're just going to do one big lump at the end, so you don't have to hear about a charity every single week. And if you want to donate, save all those little dollars and cents up for the very end of the season, and then we'll do a big little Venmo sesh.
Yeah, during the finale episode. That'll be good. It also is to help with the fact that Venmo is now like becoming more vigilant and kind of like charging taxes for weird things or whatever. So we think kind of one big lump sum will be better at the end. So feel free to donate to any of the charities that we've worked with ever. And you can find all those on our Instagram if you're just like, I have money and I need to spend it now. Also, any other charity, we would love for you to donate to them as well. And then we'll announce our charity for this season in our finale episode.
Absolutely. So that's our first little order of business. And then I guess, Jordan, what do you think? Should we roll into the more serious topic or into our little quick fire?
Yeah, let's get the serious stuff out of the way, and then we'll do the quick fire, which will be fun. And
let's do it.
The serious stuff is, as you know, we canceled last week's episode. We were supposed to have a really awesome guest. It was going to be so much fun. It was the season finale, which is always one of Rekha and I's favorite episodes. And then all this stuff with Gabe came out, which was absolutely horrific. And we were like, we can't do an episode. We don't want to make our guest and don't know how much our guest can say on the episode. And we're here to talk about it now, just Rekha and I, if anyone wants to drop thoughts in the comments and they want to talk about it. But yeah, we wanted to give it some time and not make our guest uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it is such a bummer that is how the season ended, but what an amazing crop of fucking people. Like, even in that finale, just seeing Shota and Dawn, and you guys know I was all over that Hoji cheesecake that Shota made. You know that I was simply over the moon for it. So it's really exciting to have seen those people blossom over the season and really, really excel and get a lot of limelight for their accomplishments. And so, yeah, it's a bummer that's how that season ended, but whoo, yeah, the restaurant industry is
very bad. A lot of
toxic.
Really toxic. And to be honest, I'm disappointed that Bravo or Top Chef hasn't seemed to have said anything about it yet. I think that's really disappointing. I know Padma said something.
Good. And the chef testants have said veiled sort of things on their Instagrams in solidarity of people who have been sexually harassed or assaulted in general, but also within the restaurant industry, which is, predominantly cis male dominated.
Absolutely.
So,
we're hoping that Bravo and Top Chef steps up, does more, says more, looks more into people more thoroughly.
Even slapping a title card on that episode or something. Just
at the very end.
Something.
It's a freeze frame, and then it's like, Gabe was fired for assault, allegedly.
Are sorry.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, really, really disappointing, awful way to end the season. I feel bad for anyone who has suffered at the hands of Gabe. I feel bad for everyone that had to compete with him, and I feel bad for everyone that's had their like cool successes overshadowed by a bad dude who's done a bunch of bad stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I feel bad too for the other people on the season where this might have like overshadowed.
Yeah. That's what I meant. It like sucks. It's like we had such a cool, diverse season with so many interesting people that seemed really great. And to have kind of all of that end in this thing where it's just like, yes, this will be what people remember of this season.
Especially too, because this is not to excuse any of it, but there are past seasons of Top Chef where someone who is the winner or someone who's gotten close or has a name in that season has been found out to have like sexual assault allegations against them or sexual harassment allegations, but it just so happened to happen well after their season ended. This is the only time I can remember it happening with a contestant, not like a judge or something.
Yes, absolutely. And some people might have also seen, but weirdly enough, one of the judges who was supposed to be in the finale, who was kind of like a mentor type figure from what I had read to Shota, and is like a chef out of Seattle that I had never heard of. He was edited out of the finale because he had been accused by many people.
Several.
Just truly awful. So what a horrible way to end the season. And yeah, our hearts go out to everybody that was affected by this in any way. The show,
we're in it for the food, we're in it for the cooking, not necessarily in it for Bravo's standards and practices.
Yes, but what I will say is it seems like a lot of the contestants that we love are thriving. A lot of people seem like they have really great stuff on the horizon. We've like briefly talked to Sasha, who seems like she's doing great and is like has some really exciting stuff coming up. So you should definitely follow her on Instagram. Kiki seems to be doing well. I've read articles about Dawn. Dawn seems like she's like going gangbusters. Shota threw a pitch out at a Mariners game. So it seems like everybody's doing.
Shota is now playing professional baseball. It's
professional baseball player now. Yeah. So we just wanted to kind of address that since we canceled the episode last week. If anyone has any like thoughts or questions or things they want to say, feel free to drop them in the chat or privately DM Rekha or I at the Talk Chef Instagram. But yeah, that sucks. We're going to season 4 now. Top Chef Chicago.
We're back in a retrospective phase of Top Chef. Going back to what I would argue might be the first good season. Not great, but like season's pretty good.
And there are some heavy hitters on this season. If you watch the episode, I'm sure you saw Richard Blaze, you saw Antonia, you
Dale
saw
Talde. If you recognize from our judges table, it's kind of cool to see their origins, as some people were pointing out in the chat.
Absolutely. It's very funny. Dale's so sweet now, but was such a monster on Top Chef Chicago. He was like so mean. And now he seems like the sweetest person on human earth, which I love that.
He comes back in season 8 and he's like, I had a real attitude change. And then now by season 18, you're like, you truly changed.
Yes, it's so nice.
It's so nice. You'll definitely see that if you've been kind of watching out of order, you'll see some people pop up and you're like, whoa, they used to be meaner or weirder.
Yes, absolutely. So we're happy to have that. And something that people have asked for before and we've never done, but now it's time to do it since it's just Rekha and I. Rekha and I are actually going to do quick fire questions for each other.
Yeah. And this is a big deal because Jordan, I don't know if you're aware, but this isn't just some like bullshit quickfire thing.
Tell me more.
Okay. Firstly, this is something you don't know, but it's the fastest quickfire in Top Chef history. It's only
I've heard that.
Okay, it's only 45 seconds. Secondly, in case you're just like, I'm gonna half-ass this, I don't care what Rekha has to say. there's actual prizes at stake here. So
okay, this feels familiar. Tell me.
Okay, you might forget, but so just let me know if you are having trouble understanding. One of the prizes is a deed to the Turlotto wine vineyard. Now, are you wondering like what the H is that?
I literally was about to say, what the H is that?
Okay, so the Turlotto wine is a wine that's been like sponsored by Top Chef, or Top Chef has been sponsored by them for a bunch of seasons, maybe like seasons like, I don't know, 5 through 100 or something. It's a wine that you can't really purchase. I think it's made of sugar and water. And the smallest bottle you can get is like 750 gallons. The vineyard is located at the center of the earth. So you're going to win a deed to that wine brand. It looks disgusting.
Okay, that sounds incredible because I hate fruit and wine. So if it's just sugar water, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, actually, you might be really interested in it.
Okay, I hope I win.
And then the second prize that you win is your own personalized suite of broken GE appliances, just like you see on the show.
That is perfect because I refurbish broken GE appliances.
I do know that that's your whole thing.
That's a hobby. That's what all my TikTok is just me refurbishing old broken GE appliances.
Yeah, on TikTok you have to come in strong with a brand on day one, and that's what the thing. That's what you post to be like, listen, this oven doesn't get up to temperature. Boom, yes it does. Look, this fryer doesn't get up to temperature. Boom, it does. So that's incredible. So Jordan, that being said, are you ready for your quickfire?
Absolutely. How are you going to do it? Asking me the questions and timing it.
Oh my God. Can women?
Wait, do I just watch and then notice when the time is up and stop myself?
Yeah, I guess if you want to go honor system with it.
Yeah, I'll go honor system. I mean, they can call me out. There'll be a playback.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, absolutely feel free to call Jordan out.
Okay, but please make sure I can see it because I don't want to get in trouble for something.
Oh, you know what I can do? I'll just set it as a countdown timer instead of a count up timer.
Oh, so the thing just goes off. Oh, that's smart. Okay,
you see, they say 2 women can't host a live stream, but they're wrong.
Yeah, but they're wrong.
They're freaking wrong.
They're wrong. And is one of them a woman? I don't know. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, okay, and that's beautiful.
We're all kind of just learning together.
Yeah, we're all learning. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, you don't even have to show me. I don't need it. I'll feel it out. Wait, I'm doing it for you too, though, for when I'm about to do you because I'm nervous I'm gonna forget. Okay, so 45 seconds on the clock, right?
Yeah, and it will start after I finish question 1. Are you
ready?
All right,
let's do it, Rekha.
Okay. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Onion.
Least favorite pizza topping?
Chunks of tomato.
Deep dish or regular dish?
Regular dish.
Is it an advantage to be on Top Chef with your partner? Yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Recreate a perfect traditional dish challenge or recreate a perfect restaurant entree challenge?
Traditional dish.
Sweet or savory souffle?
Savory.
Do you think food should be deconstructed?
Absolutely not.
Chicken piccata, yes or no?
Yes.
Do omnivores know what to do with cauliflower? Yes or no?
No.
How hot are Jordan and Rekha?
So hot!
Yes! With 8 seconds to spare.
Oh my God, that's hot. I love that.
I thought I could trip you up with question 5 with 2 types of challenges you hate.
So honestly rude, but I'm undefeatable. So I'm ready. Let's freaking do this. I got 45 seconds on the clock. Rekha, just so you know, just so you don't blow this off, there are some prizes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, our whole audience signs out.
Our audience signs off. We're like, oh, we have 0 viewers now. Okay, all right, Rekha, are you ready?
Yeah.
I will start after I finish the first question.
Okay.
If you had to choose me, Jordan Myrick, or one of your freaky bananas?
You.
Deep dish or thin crust?
Thin crust.
Best pizza topping?
Onions.
Is the lesbian couple boring?
A little.
Best Top Chef season?
12.
Worst Top Chef season?
6.
What should the next Top Chef city be?
Philadelphia.
Who is the hottest Top Chef contestant?
Sam Talbot.
Head-to-head or group challenges?
Head-to-head.
What is your dream Top Chef challenge?
Make Indian food and do it well.
Wow, 11 seconds to spare. Love an Indian food challenge. We've never had, and honestly feels racist.
We've never had, and they would all fucking self-combust.
They'd be like, oh, I made lentils into a donut, and I dipped it in.
I got chickpeas from a can and microwaved the can, and the can's at the microwave on fire.
Truly unhinged. Wow, great job, Rekha.
Wow, thank you guys so much. Incredible, beautiful. What did you say your favorite pizza topping was? Did you say onions?
I did. That's why you and I can go ham on a big onion pizza together. Onions are probably my favorite food.
Onions are so incredible. You know what I would have said that I think you also would agree with? I love a roasted garlic too.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't even think about a roasted garlic because this is why. At a restaurant,
yes,
it's $4 to add to the pizza.
Absolutely.
Right? If I'm on a pizza, it's $4 to add to the pizza. And at home, I'm not roasting garlic at home because it takes too much time.
It takes too much time. I agree. That's a special. So there was a place called fucking, what was it? Fucking Brooklyn Pizza or something.
Where?
It was weirdly in Manhattan on 7th Street. I think there was also one in Brooklyn. But
7th what?
A or First?
Okay, I'm listening.
It's definitely not there now. So they had, you could order a slice, and they had a ramekin full, and I mean full, of roasted garlic. And the pizza, for free. And the pizza was just a vehicle to eat this. And I'm talking like sometimes it's like a whole clove, sometimes it's mushed up, it's like got the caramelization. And my God, I'm spreading it on there like peanut butter on a piece of bread.
Oh, I'm Googling this place.
But yeah, it was like South Brooklyn Pizza. That's what it's called.
South Brooklyn Pizza.
Yeah, it was. I'm like truly salivating thinking about it. Okay, Carl asked a really important question: white or red onions on a pizza?
I don't honestly feel strongly about it.
Me either.
You know what? In a sick, twisted world where I'm making it myself, I'll tell you what. I get maybe both, or I get like red onions on the pizza, and then I get the pizza home and I put more raw diced white onion on top of the pizza. Onion is literally one of my favorite foods. I'd also love a scallion. I'd love a leek, a shallot, any of it.
I've also done what you just described. I think gut says red onion if I'm like having to choose, but like to be honest, I don't even have like a good enough palate to like super distinguish, especially on a pizza. But truly, you can just load it up with onion, put a ton of crushed red pepper, give me a little Kir Royale. Okay.
Whoa. Are you dipping the pizza in anything? Probably no, right?
Yeah, you know me. I'm not really dipping. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Unless they have like a little pot of marinara sauce, I can dip the crust in. Or like a red.
Okay. The crust. Okay.
Yeah, the crust.
I'm dipping it in a hot sauce and in a ranch. And if we're doing a Domino's, I'm dipping in the garlic butter sauce.
I know.
You know how I'm doing it.
I know what you're doing every night. Okay, incredible. Well, that entire thing made me so hungry.
I know. I'm like, you should order each other a pizza.
Incredible. Okay, so speaking of which, season 4, we're kicking off Chicago. Sound off in the comments if you're from Chicago, if you got a favorite Chicago spot. Chicago is a really fucking cool food city. I mean, Richard says it kind of up top. He's like, there's really cool street food, and kind of like casual food, fast food, and then just like really nice fucking restaurants too.
Yeah, I love Chicago. I think it's a great food city. I really like, for me personally, I really like Pequod's Pizza, which I would say they call it deep dish, but it also kind of feels similar to a Detroit to me. If anyone's been there or had Detroit style pizza, feels kind of like that. That's my favorite pizza place in Chicago. And then also O'Hare Airport in Chicago has a Frontera Grill, which is Rick Bayless's Mexican restaurant. And they make these sandwiches that you can get at the airport that are so good.
I've done that last time. Last time I was at O'Hare, it was like 5:30 in the morning, so I had
sure. Yeah, we used to fly through there sometimes on tour, and I would gotta get one of those. They had like a torta that was like a mushroom goat cheese torta.
Wow. Okay, so they meet at Pizzeria Uno. And this is the first and only time so far a couple has been on Top Chef.
In all boring.
In all 18 seasons. The reason it didn't really occur to me that they were boring until you asked the question. I really like Jennifer. I find Zoe like whatever. But yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's so funny. Every time I watch this episode, I'm like, it's so confusing to me what they are talking about in the beginning, because I know they have to announce it just the same way like Tom has to announce like, hey everybody, I know so-and-so, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go easy on him. Yeah, if anything, it means I'm gonna go hard on him or whatever. Yeah. So I get that, but people are like, they like fabricate the drama of like the looks, and I was like, is this a homophobia beat? And I'm like, oh, I think what they're trying to say is it's an advantage for them to both be on at the same time, because they can like make each other feel better and be like support systems for each other. I'm like, that did not occur to me at all.
I completely disagree with that. I think that absolutely. I think that if my girlfriend and I were on the show, we would kill each other.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I mean. I think
it would be an advantage.
I don't think it would be an advantage. It didn't even occur to me that it was an advantage. I think it would just be, it would get you in your head a little bit, and like maybe like you're competing again. It's like they get sad and call their parents and their siblings and loved ones, but what if they had to compete against them? That's weird.
Absolutely. It's very weird. And also it's like, what if you guys are in a challenge together and one of you messes up, you're like mad at each other. Also, when you're in a couple, sometimes you just like get mad at each other about weird stuff.
Wait,
what is Elaine saying?
Okay, I know exactly what Elaine is saying, because this, okay. So there is a type of man that is on Top Chef in some early seasons that just the sound bites are all like disgusting. Macho.
Absolutely.
And I am so ashamed to put this on tape. Maybe he's a wonderful person now, but when this season first aired, I was watching it this was, I think, the first season I watched in real time. I thought Andrew was so cute. And
I remember you telling me this. You were like, Andrew's so hot. I was like, what?
And I look back and I'm like, Rekha. This is like one of those things where you're like, you know, I was a pretty responsible kid, and I was very thoughtful about my choices. I don't have a ton of regrets from that time. But if I were to be like, oh, what would you say to your younger self? I'm like, hey, look somewhere else.
True. Yeah.
That's not it. He's not
so funny.
I remember being like, he's so funny. I'm like, no, he's not.
I completely forgot about that because you've told me that before. The only thing I will say is that also there's another season where Carla talks about how she's a huge fan of his. So I'm like, clearly he does have something going on.
I think he's got charisma. It just goes in the demented route. Like, I'm sure he's different now. He's got like a kid. He's probably like a grown up person. So I don't mean to like dunk on him. It's just that energy, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Elaine, is sort of what that comment you're making is like, I jizz hot, strong flavor. You know, like
I just thought Elaine meant that one of the intros was one of them saying, I jizz hot, strong flavor. And I was like,
yeah, like they're doing the theme song and they're doing all their things. So it's like, I jizz hot, strong flavor.
They have their knife. I'm like, I don't remember that at all. No, but absolutely that makes sense. It's also crazy because they show Zoe being like, I bring a gentleness to the kitchen. And then she's like in a meat case and she's like, I'm going to get the pig's head and make soup out of it. Whoa! And it's like, what?
Yes. Oh yeah, Christine pointing out Ryan. I was like, oh my God, Ryan's such a fucking weenie.
Ryan is so funny. Also, I feel like at some point during the season, he talks about how he's like really hot.
He does. He absolutely talks about how he's hot.
He's like, I'm really hot. So that's the thing. I just cut my elbow on my desk chair. Do you guys see it? Just now. Well, like 2 seconds ago.
I'm sorry.
What the heck?
Okay. We're not going to talk about Ryan anymore. Ryan's bad.
We have to end the episode.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the episode could have ended here. I read an interview once where Padma Lakshmi was talking about like difficult Top Chef challenges. She's like, honestly, the first quickfire in Chicago, because there's like 17 chefs and the challenge was to make deep dish pizza. She's like, I forget. I don't know if she wanted to throw up. She's just like, I felt like sick. I had to eat so much deep dish pizza.
Yeah, none of it looked good. They didn't even get to make their own dough, which like felt stupid.
Which is so weird. And I think it was Elaine who pointed this out. Yeah, they just made regular fucking pizzas. They're like, I actually kind of so my dish is a mushroom pizza with bell peppers and onions. I'm like,
and a homemade marinara sauce. That was what and a homemade. I'm like, yeah, it's all homemade. You're on a cooking show.
The fuck? Yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
Wait, can I backtrack for 1 second?
Yeah, for sure.
This is not on topic of the show, but I just like, this is just you and I, we can kind of gab. Who was your most embarrassing childhood crush?
I mean, I thought like cartoons and shit were hot.
Oh, 100%.
Embarrassing. That's a thinker. I might need to like think on that and get back to you, because I'm like all the boy bands I was super into, but like I stand by the people I picked. Actors, I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was so hot, and now I don't care, but I'm not like embarrassed.
Wait, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's so freaking embarrassing. I mean, I did think like, I thought Jerry Seinfeld was one of the hottest people I'd ever seen in my life in high school.
In high school?
Yeah.
Well, you could have dated him.
Yeah, I could have been just like Shoshana, the 17-year-old he dated.
That is so funny to think Jerry Seinfeld.
I'm not embarrassed by that.
That's very, I mean, I'm not thinking to be embarrassed. I just think it's funny.
Yes. What about you?
I was very into Orlando Bloom as Legolas.
Yeah.
I think now is very telling. I'm like, oh, a kind of soft-looking man with no body hair and a long blonde wig and a svelte little body. It's almost like he looks kind of like a woman. So I think that is very telling. And I'm trying to think of who else I thought was like really, really hot. I don't know. I have to think about it more. It just made me think about it. I'm like, I'm sure there are people you're like attracted to that are like so not cool in any way, but you think they're cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, I bet I fucking thought like, I know I thought like some cartoon on Oh Yeah Cartoons was hot. Like probably like from Chalk Zone or fucking Fairly Odd Parents, like some demented shit like that.
That's very funny.
Yeah. I mean, like the fox from Fox. Again, I'm not embarrassed. That fox is hot from Fox and the Hound.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the fox from Robin.
That's the fox that everybody talks about. We didn't have that movie. We had the Fox and the Hound and Return of Jafar. Those are the movies we had.
Interesting choices.
Absolutely. And we had an off-brand Pocahontas. That's not even the regular one. Okay. So
back to it. Sorry.
No, this is beautiful. And Amy has opened it to the chat, which I think is incredible.
I think that's smart.
Amy. Good for you. I'm really sincerely excited to hear what people say. Okay, so this quick fire was to make a deep dish pizza, which is crazy to make as the challenge that has the most amount of cooks in it. That is so much pizza. Weirdly, they do this whole like deliver it to your special guest in his big rich house, Rocco DeSpirito.
Yes, it also was really weird because there was just one table with a huge like the blob type of dough, and you just had to go over and like with a pastry cutter cut off like a fat chunk of dough.
Yeah.
For your pizza.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. Maybe also especially during a time of COVID to be like we're all cutting from the same blob.
Sure.
Okay, so here's what everybody made. Richard made a peach taleggio pizza with sweet tea sauce and fennel sausage.
I think this sounds good. I think that's like what a lot of places are doing now. So I guess he was kind of behind or kind of ahead of the curve. Because I feel like now every fancy pizza place has a pizza with
fruit,
honey on it, or like hot honey or whatever.
Absolutely, or like a stone fruit or something.
Absolutely, like
yes. Stephanie made pizza with a melon tomato sauce, prosciutto, olives, arugula, and mint.
So this sounded like my absolute nightmare. The idea of melon and tomato together to create one true hell. No.
Here's the thing. Tomato and melon, I don't mind like a watermelon tomato salad, like
sure
with mint. that all makes sense. And then I'm like, prosciutto, olives, arugula. You've got like sort of like two different like Greek things going on, or like it was just two different pizzas to me. And so the end result, when mint came up, and I was like, oh, you're doing like a melon tomato mint thing, I was like, this sounds disgusting.
Bad choice, Stephanie. Sorry,
Stephanie, we love you. Zoe made pizza with broccoli, pesto, and lamb sausage. I would never order.
I guess
I'm like, pizza with broccoli better be fucking interesting. Like, I like broccoli.
You're right.
But like, I want to know like what goes specifically with broccoli on this pizza.
Yeah, like why? I agree with you, because I do like broccoli on a pizza, but I think at the same time it's kind of like not a wow factor. You're right. I got to be a little more critical.
No, it's okay. You be whoever you want to be. Okay. No. So, no. Okay. Dale made pizza with it's very funny that all the lower thirds are like pizza with pizza with sausage, pickled kohlrabi, scallions, and sriracha. Yes.
This sounded awesome to me. This is, I think, the only one from the whole challenge that one of two that I would have ordered.
Yes.
Rekha, can you guess what the other one is I would have ordered?
Maybe when we get to it, I might need to like say it out loud.
Okay.
Okay. So then Ryan made pizza with grilled escarole, ricotta salata, and butternut squash. Sure.
Yeah, this is fine. I wouldn't. It's fine.
Order it. Nikki made a white pizza with comté, ricotta, and shaved pecorino. Unless there's a big bucket of marinara sauce, or the one time I was high, I will never order a white pizza.
I'm gonna say no just from the way that it looked.
Yeah, I look crazy.
It was all dough.
A white pizza is bad. I love dough. I do not like white pizza. I think it's a bad idea.
I like white pizza, but it has to be really wet. It has to be like an artichoke pizza, or
sure.
It has to be really wet, because sometimes white pizza is just like dry cheese with like two kind of dried out blobs of ricotta. Like if I'm going to a dollar slice place, I'm not getting
never. Oh my God, you're out of your mind if you're ordering.
Absolutely. But if I went to like a fancy place and they were like, oh, we do a white pizza with like a bechamel or something, then maybe I would.
Okay, we've got the pizza question in the chat. I feel like Jordan and I are going to be on opposite ends of this.
I think I'm going to surprise you.
Whoa, I wonder what you'll say now.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What's pineapple?
What? Jordan Foley writes, what's pineapple? Okay, Andrew made pizza with smoked marinara, prosciutto, onions, and heirloom tomatoes.
Sure.
That sounds good. It just doesn't, it sounds like, besides smoked marinara, it sounds like everything. Okay. Jennifer made a harvest pizza with grapes and bacon. I'm going to try it. I'll try a pizza that has grapes on it. Sure.
I think this is hard because I don't know what the sauce is.
Right.
I don't have a grape and a marinara. I would have a grape on a white pizza though.
I would. Okay. Yeah. If I was fucked out of my mind, yes, I would have a grape on a white pizza for sure.
Yeah.
Eric made pizza with mushrooms, onions, peppers, and sausage. I mean, yeah, it's like, that's my Domino's order, you know? Okay.
Yeah, too boring.
Spike made pizza a la crack with onions, feta cheese, Kalamata olives, and fennel. Is this the one you order?
No, but I would eat this for sure. But this is not the other one where I was like, okay.
Okay, wait. I think I know the one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, Nima made a pizza with mushrooms, onions, stracchino cheese, thyme, and rosemary. Whatever. Mark made, I was thinking this. Okay, cool. Pizza with chicken, zucchini, Marmite molasses, and a spicy tomato sauce.
Yeah, and it was like spicy stewed chicken.
Yeah, I would totally try that.
I was like, this sounds bomb to me. I think Marmite is good, utilized correctly, like Vegemite. So, yeah, this one was, I was like, okay.
Great, I agree. We'll never know what Antonia, Valerie, Manuel, and Lisa made. So on the bottom is Stephanie and Nikki. On the top is Richard and Mark. And I believe Richard took home that quickfire win.
Yes.
So the elimination challenge, I think this mechanism of the elimination challenge is stupid, but because I think the advantage you get from being in the winning group is immediately canceled by the thing that the other group gets to do, which is
it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Wait, so we have to backtrack because it was brought up. We didn't really talk about it. You like pineapple on pizza.
I do.
And so do I.
Oh, you do? Okay, great. I love that. We can have onions and pineapple on our pizza.
That sounds good. Yeah, I like it. I like pineapple. If I'm going to eat a fruit, I like a tropical fruit. Yeah. I like pineapple. And you know what I really think pineapple is good on, if you want to get freaky with it? Barbecue chicken pizza.
I would do that.
Red onions, cilantro, pickled or fresh jalapenos, and pineapple.
Whoa. Okay. Cilantro is out of left field.
It's so good.
I remember when I ate my favorite pizza was the Thai chicken pizza at California
Pizza Kitchen. Yes, that's a good pizza.
Or like a barbecue chicken pizza.
I love California Pizza Kitchen, and I get a lot of hate for it, but it's good. I'm sorry.
It's good. It's good. Okay, great. So this elimination challenge. The winning chefs from that challenge have to choose a chef from the losing group to cook against head to head and make a dish from a list of classic dishes. So again, I think this mechanism doesn't make sense. I think it is far more advantageous to choose what you make than who you make it against, because nobody knows who anybody is at this point. So you don't know if you're picking someone who's awesome or bad.
Yes.
But you
it's like based on nothing. Like Andrew's like, I'm pumped to get Richard. And I'm like, no, you're not.
You're not at all. And then, but you do know if you know how to cook duck à l'orange or whatever. So I think this is goofy. Richard and Andrew are going to make crab cakes. Mark and Stephanie are going to make duck à l'orange. Jen and Nikki are going to make lasagna. Antonia and Nima are going to make shrimp scampi. Spike and Lisa are going to make eggs Benedict. Dale and Manuel are going to make steak au poivre. And Ryan and Valerie are going to make chicken piccata. And Zoe and Eric are going to make a souffle. So this struck me as pretty boring. It's not at all Chicago related either. So it doesn't feel like fun.
Lame.
So yeah, this challenge is like whatever to me. Yeah. Jordan, what do you think?
I thought this challenge was so lame and stupid and embarrassing. I also think that we're still at a point in Top Chef where everyone is like, the way that I reinterpret something is making it wrong. I think deconstructing something is making it wrong. Even when Wiley Dufresne does it, I don't care. I don't want anything deconstructed. I'm sorry, Wiley, I know you watch this show, but please don't be mad at me. I'm just like, what is a deconstruction? Like, what is it? Like, I don't understand the point of it, and I don't think that, like, also it's putting your spin on it, being like, instead of using lemon, I'm using orange. I'm just like, I don't care, this is so boring.
Yeah, that's not really a spin. And like, the equivalent would be like if you're like, I'm gonna repaint Starry Night, but I'm gonna make the sky green instead of blue. It's like,
absolutely, okay. It's like whatever.
Yeah, that's not really reinterpreting it. That's just kind of like,
yes,
a little letter substitution kind of.
And I do also have to say, whether it's making or reinterpreting, I think it is so absolutely bonkers unfair to be like, these people are going to make chicken piccata, a crab cake, lasagna, and this person is going to make a souffle.
I think that's fucking stupid.
It's absolutely not even like, and I get that, like, yes, some things are harder, some things might be harder to interpret, but I'm like, that is not even.
Am I
based
crazy?
In reality?
A souffle is baking.
Absolutely. It's baking. It's a very specific and difficult type of baking. It's also, like, I think an incredibly hard thing to interpret in a what felt like a quick fire challenge, even though it was the elimination.
When you put a souffle in a challenge like this, you know, if you don't come up with a souffle, they're not going to say you came up with an interpretation of a souffle. They're going to say you didn't make a souffle.
Absolutely. And I think maybe it's like, okay, if you want to do like I don't know, if we have 4 people left and you want to do a thing where one of them gets souffle, okay, that's fine. But for this first challenge, I'm like, that feels wildly unfair to me.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty stupid. Even the list of classic dishes was kind of, was like
idiotic.
I was like, crab cakes, duck à l'orange, lasagna, eggs Benedict, steak poivre.
I mean, they were all very like white, all very like Eurocentric, which I think is irritating. And then on top of that, they're like boring. Like I don't know, like why are we doing chicken piccata and duck à l'orange? They feel so similar. I don't know. It just, the things that were chosen felt like really
dumb.
Weird. You know what I would like? This is, sorry, I'm going off the rails, but if they were to be like, we want you to reinterpret the classic dish pasta, but you can't make pasta.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, that's cool. That like makes more sense to me. But I don't know. Those are just my.
They all make deep dish pizza again.
Yeah. Okay, deep dish pizza is the pasta of pizza.
Is the pasta of pizza. Padma eats 34 plates of deep dish pizza in one episode. Okay, so here's what they end up making. Richard and Andrew, who got crab cakes. Andrew makes panko and lump crab cake with cilantro, basil pudding, and an orange peri-peri sauce. This sounds
good. It didn't look good, but it sounded good.
Yeah. Richard made blue crab, Brussels sprouts, and apple coleslaw, and smoked ras al hanout under like a piece of saran wrap. Sure.
I don't know. I don't want food under saran wrap. That's not appealing to me. I also don't want my food smoky.
I like smoke a little bit, but I don't think any time like smoked is maybe the first word listed. And it's a thing that's because I don't eat meat. Not a lot of what I eat is like designed to be smoked or is like, that's like the best preparation of it. It is always way too much. Like a smoky, like cocktail, I love in theory, always way too smoky.
Absolutely. Always. I don't want to see the smoke. I'm like, this isn't a magic show. This is going to go in my mouth.
That's really cool, Jordan.
That's our t-shirt for the season.
That's a t-shirt. Mark and Stephanie made duck à l'orange. Mark made enoki, mushrooms, squash, tangerine, and soy glazed duck breast with the sake teeny drink. That sounds good. I think nobody should make drinks, and I think they eventually learned that by like season 5.
Absolutely.
Stephanie made duck breast, mushrooms, bok choy, and a duck leg spring roll with an orange soy glaze.
Okay, what I will say was this looks good, but if they had gotten that in today's challenge, they would be like, this is unhinged. This is too much food. There's too much going on. Because she had a full-on duck.
Yes.
Plus all the regular duck à l'orange stuff. Plus
egg rolls.
Full egg rolls that she had made, like propping up the duck. It was just, I would eat it, absolutely. But I think that is such a good example of something the judges loved then, but would hate now.
On a scale of a amuse-bouche to a enchilada with mashed potatoes, she's on the side of enchilada with mashed potatoes.
Absolutely, which y'all know I love.
Which
so I'm team enchilada with mashed potatoes. I just think it's interesting to see that she got praise for that then, but I don't think she would now. Even though
praise and spoiler, won. Okay, so then I forgot to say Richard wins his little like head-to-head and Stephanie wins her head-to-head. Jennifer and Nikki make lasagna. Jennifer makes a lasagna with autumn vegetables, meat sauce, and a mint verde.
I guess this is fine. I don't know.
It feels like 3 flavor profiles to me. Like autumn feels like one route to go that I'm super happy about. We all know. Again, remember flashback season 1, Tiffany made a lasagna in a pumpkin. It was incredibly cute.
Love. That was one of the cutest dishes that's ever been made on Top Chef.
And guess what? The only dish made in a pumpkin.
Yeah.
You can quote me on that.
I'm sure it's wrong.
You can freaking quote me on that. Remember when 2 told us that in Vietnam you could order like silken tofu on the street and you could
in a big pumpkin?
You could ask for it in a pumpkin.
I miss 2 every day.
I miss 2 so much.
Y'all might have seen, but 2 actually hooked us up with so much tofu and yuba and all this stuff. I put it in my air fryer the other day. It was so good.
I housed all that tofu. I have the yuba left. I went through that tofu.
It was so good. So huge shout out to Chef 2. Please follow him on Instagram.
Please follow him. Check out his film.
Hodo Tofu. They are bomb. They were so nice.
Delicious. And I tend to not buy tofu. We are not sponsored by them in any way. No. I tend to not buy tofu that has pre-flavoring on it just because I like to do it myself. But their tofu, they had the Moroccan tofu and the curried tofu. It's pretty good.
I haven't tried it. I haven't tried either one of those yet because I was up at my parents' house, so I wasn't at home, but I'm ready to use them.
Yeah, I tossed the Moroccan one. I made some like pearl couscous with like turmeric and a bunch of vegetables and
that's exactly what I was thinking about doing. Little dried cranberries, maybe some pistachios.
Yeah.
What'd you do with the curry ones? Sorry, we're just catching up.
We're just gonna catch up. I made drunken noodles. Yeah.
I remember you posted a pic.
It was very good. Okay. So they make lasagna, the autumn lasagna. Okay. Nikki made a classic lasagna with a sheep's milk Gouda. Sounds great. You just made lasagna.
She just made lasagna. She didn't put her own spin on it, but like whatever. She's a nice Italian lady.
If a nice Italian lady says
Catholic lasagna.
Exactly. Did you say her perfect Catholic lasagna?
I said a delicious classic lasagna, but she might be Catholic and maybe it is her perfect Catholic lasagna. I don't know. Why not?
Okay. Why fucking not? You know what? Praise be, Nikki won that head to head. Antonia and Nima made shrimp scampi. Antonia made, was there a typo and a pronunciation? It looked like Popperdell, but they said like Popperfdell or something. I don't know if this is like a Pursley situation where I'm just like, there is something that sounds exactly like Popperdell that isn't Popperdell, but it's similar to Popperdell if you Google what it is, but it's pronounced differently and has like a Q in it. Whatever. She made Popperdell with sweet shrimp, lobster, and confit cherry tomatoes. Sounds good. Yeah. It doesn't sound like, super mind-blowing. And then Nima made shrimp scampi with parsley butter and a cauliflower scramble. Here's where I'm going to come out. I think omnivores don't know what they're doing with cauliflower. I'm really sorry if that's offensive to anyone in the chat, but anytime an omnivore is like, this cauliflower at this place is really good, I'm like, awesome. I know I'm not ordering the cauliflower. It always fucking tastes like shit. There's a restaurant here. Someone was like, one of my friends who's like keto was like, you got to try the cauliflower. It's so good. And I was like, oh, okay. And I tried it.
Restaurant.
Should I say?
I don't know. Should Rekha say? What do we think? I think she should. I'm curious.
Okay, we'll see what the audience thinks. The restaurant's probably good. I would totally go back. But here's the issue. Cauliflower stalks don't taste like anything.
Of course.
So what you have to do is you have to cut it up so like the most surface area attaches to the most sauce.
Absolutely. Or puree it up in a soup.
But people are sort of out of their minds when it comes to cauliflower. Their like brain turns into puree in their heads and slops around and makes them, their eyes go into the center of their head. And they don't know that. And they'll just take like a quarter head of cauliflower, roast it, put a really delicious sauce on the top. And then you're supposed to just be comfortable with it tasting like shit for the rest of it after you eat the top. It's like a kid eating a cupcake that just like licks off the frosting and then the bottom is a cauliflower stalk. It's just really fucked up. And then another thing people omnivores do, they fucking piss me off. They're like, you have to try the buffalo cauliflower. I'm like, actually, I fucking don't. I've never had good buffalo cauliflower. It always tastes like shit. It's for the same exact reason. They put like a really vinegary sauce on the outside that is fine, but it could have some notes. And then inside, it tastes like fucking nothing. I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. You guys don't know what cauliflower is supposed to taste like. No wonder you're all eating meat all the time. It tastes bad. This is bad.
What I will say, I have three things to say. The first thing is I actually do make a good buffalo cauliflower pita.
Okay.
That's very good. So you'll come over and I'll make it. You'll love it. Two places I want to hype if you live in the LA area. Jesse Boys one of Rekha's favorite restaurants.
Incredible cauliflower.
Unbelievable Korean fried cauliflower, absolutely delicious. And then there's also a restaurant in Thousand Oaks called Himalaya, and I believe they call it a gobi Manchurian. I know it's called a gobi Manchurian, but they do a version of it that's the best I've ever had. And also the people that own that place are so nice, so I want to hype them up. Those are my 2 recs for cauliflower in Southern California.
And I am biased, but let me tell you the omnivores that are exceptions from this rule.
Sure.
It is chefs who cook Indian food.
Absolutely.
We know what we're fucking doing because we gotta eat vegetables. Gobi is delicious. Gobi Manchurian is one of my favorite foods of all time. I fucking love gobi Manchurian. I love making it. It's so good. If you've never had it, you gotta eat it tonight. Promise me you'll eat it tonight. Please promise leave your house right now and eat it.
Get out
there. Incredible cauliflower recommendations. If you've got cauliflower recommendations, DM me at any time of the day.
Yeah.
For them, especially if you don't eat meat, because then I trust you. If you do eat meat, I am really skeptical of you giving me cauliflower. Because when Nima said cauliflower scramble, I was like,
absolutely not. Straight to hell with that.
Get out of here, Nima. I trusted you. Get out of here. Antonio wins that head-to-head. Spike and Lisa are making eggs Benedict, which to me seems among the easier things on this list to make.
Absolutely.
Spike made, what is it? It's eggs Benedict. Spike made poached egg with bacon, mushrooms, and a lemongrass sabayon. That's interesting.
I guess that sounds cool. I like lemongrass.
Yeah. Lisa made toasted challah with a poached egg, lobster, spinach, and a hollandaise with bacon.
Ultimately, that sounds incredible to me because I love lobster. So I'm like, that sounds decadent, but I still also don't think that that's anything I've never heard of.
Yes. That sounds incredible to me. Lisa wins that head-to-head. Okay, so then we have Dale and Manuel making steak au poivre. Dale makes New York strip steak with candied peppercorn, parsley puree, and bok choy. Candied peppercorn sounds incredible to me.
Yeah.
I would eat that. So I say yes, and I love bok choy. And I love parsley. Okay, Manuel made a sirloin with mushroom ceviche and a scallion cilantro sauce.
I love a scallion cilantro sauce, so I'm here for it.
Yeah. I didn't even write who won that head-to-head.
Who was it again?
It might be Dale. If you can correct me in the chat.
It was Dale and Manuel?
Yeah.
I believe it was Dale.
Okay, cool. Then Ryan and Valerie had to make chicken piccata. Now, Jordan, you're actually a part of my chicken piccata experience because we went to Little Pine.
Yes.
You ordered it. I didn't even know what it was. And I tried it. And I will admit, I was like, not for me.
Yes, I love chicken piccata because I'm a freak for citrus and I love capers. I love like a chicken piccata with like a mashed potato or something like that feels very good to me. Or like I've had a tofu piccata that's pretty good. I've had fish that's prepared that way.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. This was so weird to me that like it seemed like neither one of them knew what it was. You can't make a chicken piccata with orange like this one woman did. It's just not a thing you can do. It's like orange doesn't taste good with capers. It's just not the same.
Well, this is something that I find interesting on the show where they'll be like, this is a classic. And people will be like, nobody makes this anymore. And I don't know what it is. I'm like, is it a classic then? Like,
yeah.
How do we make it? I think people did that with like chicken a la king in one season. Like stuff like that. That's like in a 1970s cookbook that like looks like shit, tastes like shit, and nobody serves it anymore because it tastes like shit. Or they've like improved it. I'm not saying that's what chicken piccata is, but like, I do feel like maybe I'm being too nice. I'm like, I feel like you should be able to be like, hey, remind me. Don't tell me how to make it, but just be like, oh, it's like a lemony chicken with like capers.
Okay, absolutely, cool. I agree because I do think it's weirdly kind of like
elitist and like
classist. Racist, elitist, classist, very and ultimately very othering, I think, for a lot of people because there are so many different reasons why you wouldn't try certain foods growing up. Like your family didn't have a lot of money, so you didn't eat out. You come from a culture where this food's not a thing. Like whatever it is, I think there are so many reasons. So I think to just be like, well, everyone should know what this is, and you don't know what this is, so you're an idiot. I think it's kind of like, okay.
Absolutely. I think it's very weird. And obviously we've talked about this before, but they will only do that with like certain foods.
They only do it with French and Italian food. That's it.
Yeah. If it was like, what the fuck is, nasi goreng, they'd be like, oh, totally. Nobody knows what that is. And it's like, a bunch of people know what that is.
Absolutely.
You don't, and that's okay.
Absolutely. I saw a TikTok recently where this person was making fun of because people were pouring like hot oil over lettuce.
Yeah.
And people were like mad about it on TikTok. And I'm like, yeah, that's like a classic like Southern thing. You like use leftover like bacon grease or oil or whatever. And then you pour it over like lettuce or cabbage that's maybe like a little wilting. And people are being so weird. And I'm like, yeah, this ultimately is classist because this is like a dish that poor people eat.
It's like your tomato mayonnaise sandwich thing.
Oh, my tomato mayonnaise sandwich, yes.
Wasn't it? Who dunked on that? I forget who dunked on that.
Some idiot.
Yeah, some dumbass, but that's like a classic Southern thing. Again, like,
Yeah, it's just like so many things from different cultures. I'm like, I think we gotta kind of like
chill,
and we have to give each other more of like an even playing field. It's like, just give us a reminder about like what the thing is, because not everybody has. I don't know. It's just so. Especially, I think, like, doing comedy, and Rekha, I think you can tell me I'm wrong or agree with me. You realize, like, oh, these things that, like, I think are so obvious, these, like, pop culture references, or this thing that I think is funny that I think is a universal experience, like, is not. Nothing is a universal experience. Everybody is coming from such different places. And that's awesome.
It's awesome. And when you come from the non-normative, I'll say, experience, you have to know the things everybody else knows in addition to your shit.
Yes.
So, like, there's a person on this show that'll be like, I am a, Vietnamese chef, but I know what chicken piccata is. And then in the same breath, a chef who's like, I'm a French chef. I've never heard of banh mi or lemongrass or like whatever,
What is Vietnam?
Yeah, truly.
It's really rude and messed up. We gotta talk to Top Chef about this.
We have to talk to Top Chef about this. Okay, speaking of a classist weird, also I will say I did feel bad for Valerie that they're like, hey, both of these fucking sucked. So like Ryan made chicken cutlets with lemon, potato gnocchi, and a warm herb salad.
This sounds good.
I love gnocchi. Yeah. Here's my thing with a warm herb salad. I'm sure there's other shit in there, but I'm like, I like my herbs like fresh and not wet.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that.
Okay, Valerie made chicken breast with an orange demi-glace, potato, and a haricot vert salad.
I would not order this. This is too boring for me.
Whatever. Yeah, they both were like, both of these suck, but Valerie wins by default.
Yeah.
Zoe and Eric then had to make souffle, which is so wild. Zoe made, I don't even entirely know if I understand what this means, a rice pudding souffle with candied figs, fennel, and with an espresso. That sounds fucking good. I would eat that. I'm like, what is rice pudding souffle?
This is the thing. I would not eat that because I don't like coffee and I don't like rice pudding, and I don't particularly love souffle either. But I will say that I think Zoe and Eric had the two most creative dishes in this entire challenge.
Absolutely.
Even souffles they're thrive, but I think their dishes were the most creative.
Look what Eric made. I did not remember. Like, I'm pretty good at remembering some of these dishes. I was like, I did not clock that Eric made this. He made a pepper jack cheese souffle with avocado creme fraiche, black bean puree, and salsa. In no planet, that's where you get, like, I would totally try a bite of that. It doesn't sound like my
delicious. But I would order that at a restaurant. It looked awful.
It looked disgusting. It looked like a weird TikTok meal that someone's like.
Yeah, and like a smear of beans is never what we want.
Yeah.
But it sounded great to me. A pepper jack cheese souffle sounds awesome.
Yes. Spicy. Oh my God. Zoe won that head-to-head though. At judges table on top, we got Antonia, Richard, Stephanie, and Nikki. And the winner was Stephanie, coming back strong from a low quickfire performance.
Good for her. We love her.
Was Nima for crimes against cauliflower.
Yeah, I felt bad for Nima. I don't think she should have gone home, but it's hard out there. I get it.
Yes, I felt bad for Nima. I do think, especially like when you hear the stories of these people, I'm like, I don't want anyone to go home. It is like ultimately like such an honor to get on this show and to be eliminated in the first episode, especially when you have like a goofy fucking challenge as your first episode. It's like, take this dough and put regular pizza toppings on it and then make chicken piccata. I think that's goofy and weird. So this episode was totally fine, but I do think this is the first season where you will start to see these people reappear again and again.
Yes.
In later seasons. Like you definitely see people from seasons 1 through 3 if you've been watching through everything, but like you, as people have said, you know, you're seeing these people as championed as all-stars in later seasons, which is pretty cool. Great. Well, Jordan, I mean, do we ask ourselves this question? I actually don't know if I have an answer, but like what would you have chosen on this list to make?
Oh geez, I can't even remember the whole list.
Eggs Benedict, steak au poivre, lasagna, duck à l'orange, crab cakes, chicken piccata, and souffle.
I would have done a crab cake, and I would have made the crab cake into a pizza, and I would have made the crab cake itself the crust of the pizza.
Nice.
And then the sauce would have been like a caper dill lemon aioli. Okay. And then it would be topped with thinly sliced scallion and arugula. I think is what I would have done.
Okay, cool.
And
I might have chosen Eggs Benedict because I love a little runny yolk. I would have tried to make, hey, let's go all fucking out. I would have tried to make like a flaky biscuit with like an onion bacony jam, the poached egg, and then maybe a little like herby salad of like, what would I want to go with it? Maybe like arugula, parsley, toasted pistachios, and like a lemony kind of dressing to go on the side.
That sounds great.
And then like, I guess there's fucking ham somewhere. I don't know.
That sounds great. Wait, okay. I think some people asked us some questions on our Instagram, so I'm going to go look at them. Okay. One person said, how did y'all decide to create this show? What is outreach like for getting guests on? Okay, great.
Well, for the first part of that question, during pandemic, so last year, 2 years ago, a friend got me Hulu, like a month of Hulu as a gift, which was great. And I didn't realize Top Chef was on Hulu. And I was like, Top Chef, I watched that show as it airs, but I haven't rewatched. And I like rewatched a season. I was like, that was great. And then during pandemic, I had so much time and I just rewatched every season constantly. I'm talking every waking hour. It was just on in my apartment. And I was like, this show fucking rules. It inspires me to cook.
Back even further than that, Rekha and I have been friends for many years. Yeah. Know each other through comedy, and we're both Top Chef freaks. We both like to cook. We both have always bonded over food, and we love a lot of the same. I know we argue a lot, we bicker, but we do love a lot of the same foods. Yeah. So it's easy for us to kind of go out and get some stuff together.
Yeah.
And we both were just watching Top Chef, rewatching all the time. We were just texting each other. And we were like, hey, we should just do a little podcast. Yeah. And then we were like, maybe do a live thing. And then we just started doing it. We decided we were going to do it for charity. And then outreach has been like pretty nice. Honestly, some Top Chef contestants reach out to us and ask to be on the show, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. Sometimes we reach out to people via Instagram or email and ask them if they're interested. A lot of the comedians we've had on the show are people that we know in real life. So we just kind of reach out and ask.
I think when you say it's for charity, especially, people are like willing to chat and things like that. And when they like maybe see that we've had a bunch of episodes under our belt and there's like cool people on it, they're like, okay, these are not like total freakos.
Absolutely.
So
I want to know, also drop in the chat who your favorite guest we've ever had has been. I'm curious.
Yeah, I would love to know. Do you have a favorite guest, Jordan?
Oh my gosh. My girlfriend Kendall.
Yes.
So because I'm not going to get in trouble with that trick question, Rekha. And also, when we had Tiffany Derry on, she was awesome.
I remember being a little nervous about having actual chefs on because I was like, oh no, what if they don't want to, hang, or they think we're too dumb or whatever. But like, I gotta agree, like Tiffany Shota blew me away. Two blew me away. I loved having Mike Trapp on because he's such a food guy and it was just fun to like joke around with him.
Yes, that was great.
I think, gosh, so many freaking good ones.
Yes. Also, Chastity, who we had on the show, asked us a question, and we loved having her. She was so great.
She's so great.
Out of New Orleans.
And then she gave me a little king cake recommendation.
Yeah, she gave me king cake recommendation. She's great. Her handle is Let Dat Girl Eat on Instagram. So if you aren't following her, you should. But she asked if we could only eat one thing for the rest of our lives, what would it be?
Do we think it needs to sustain life? Does it need to be like a real?
No.
Okay, great. I mean, I don't even know why I'm thinking. I think it's got to be chana masala and parota or like naan. That's like me. I've used that. You guys are going to be like, does Rekha know what food is? Because I've answered that with like every question. Like, what's your dream date meal? Like, what do you make on a date? What do you do? That's always my answer. I love it. What about you?
Mine would probably be, gosh, I have so many just like running through my mind. Okay, so wait, let me just assess the question again. The question is, if I could eat one thing for the rest of my life, what is it? Oh, I don't know. I'm so bad at this.
Can I offer some options for you?
Yeah, I have a couple swirling, but I want to know what you think.
Shrimp and grits.
That's one of the ones. So I was thinking like shrimp and grits or like a California burrito with chicken. Yeah. That's one of my favorites. Like dumplings or pot stickers I could eat for the rest of infinity.
Unfortunately, I could eat every pot sticker in the world in one sitting and then do that again for infinity.
Absolutely. So that's really, really high up there. A shrimp po' boy. I have a bunch. So actually, I didn't answer the question at all. I guess I will say when it comes down to it, it would be dumplings. Dumplings with a good dumpling sauce that's like some black vinegar, some scallions, some ginger.
Can I shout out some good dumplings that I had recently?
Please.
At Pine and Crane.
Oh, yeah.
Known for so many other things, but as a vegetarian, I only see limited options. Their bok choy pot stickers, I don't know. There's something delicious going on.
I gotta try because I've only had their shrimp wontons in spicy sauce, and those are incredible. So I gotta try the bok choy ones.
It's so fucking good.
Okay.
Oh, and are we doing boiled or are we doing pan-seared?
Pan-fried are my favorite. Thank you. But I'll eat a boiled.
I'll eat a boiled. Oh my god, I'll swallow a boiled whole. I don't care.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, we got a few more questions too. Lisa, yay or nay from this season? You know what? I say a nay for this season, but not nearly as much of a nay as she becomes this season. And I say a yay in the later season that she's in.
Yeah, I echo Rekha's sentiments. I think Lisa's really cool. I think she's a good person. She's a lesbian, so, I want to be on her team. I think that this season was really hard for her. She had a huge chip on her shoulder, but she ends up being great.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, another question. Preferred type of pizza and favorite toppings. We already had a big onion chat. Hashtag onion chat. I love a thin crust pizza. I know that's fucked up to say.
I do too. It's controversial, but I love a thin crust pizza. Honestly, the Domino's thin crust, that's just a little freaking cracker. I don't even care.
And they're square. They cut into squares. I eat 12 squares.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rekha and I agree more often than not, I feel like.
Yeah. And we should all take note of that.
We should all kind of talk about how Rekha and I are really good together.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, we have a question. Should couples be allowed to compete on the same season? I think they should. I think it's a disadvantage, or I think it's just weird. Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever do it again, but I think, yeah, it's a complete disadvantage.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Amy, you asked about Hustle. Here, I'll just give you those links for free.
Incredible.
Wow, we simply love cross promotion. Jordan is in Hustle as well, so
I am. It was the first thing that I ever auditioned for and booked.
Can I say we weren't super close then? I remembered being in a class with you, and I was
we were in a class together, and I was really intimidated by you and thought you were really cute. And then you asked me to audition for this thing, and I was really nervous. And I came to your apartment and I auditioned, and then I left and I called my mom and I was like, I don't know if I did a good job.
You did a great job. I mean, clearly.
Wow,
that's so funny. Let me find this.
What did you think of me? You're not kind of saying that, like, what you thought.
I thought you were. I mean, it was a slam dunk. You crushed it.
No, what you thought about me when we first knew each other.
Oh, when we first met, I legitimately was like, this person is so funny and extremely hot. We were in a class together, and I was like, wow. Like, yeah, I just thought you were so funny. And then when we were in Twerk, I was like, she's so funny. Fuck, I'm like the stupidest person here.
Oh my God.
Kind of cool. When you think
so nice. I love that. I love that. Also, someone pointed out in season 9, they had coworkers compete together, which is true. Also, the Voltaggio brothers compete against each other. True. They've had all kinds of like pair ups.
Yes, they've had that. That's a great point. Oh my God, sorry, I'm just pasting the links. Okay, great. Jordan, do we have any more questions?
Let me see. Sorry, I forgot you're posting links. I know you're not supposed to ship real people, but I know Rekha's not gay. What am I supposed to do about it? It's not my fault. Email her.
You know, at best I'm confused and haven't explored myself a lot. I'll put that on tape.
Rekha and I are truly incredible friends, and it's so nice to do Talk Chef together.
Incredible.
What are some more questions? Okay. Test of self-control challenge. Get high and watch Top Chef and Talk Chef in a row without eating anything despite the munchies. Okay, that's not a question for us, but ultimately it is true. I'm going to finish this and I'm going to eat.
I had 2 dinners already and I'll probably still eat. So that's
I love that.
Kind of cool for me. Yeah, any other questions before we log off? Thank you guys so much for like chilling with us and like, I don't know, just being really great, awesome viewers and supporters of the show.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys so much. We do feel like the nicest people watch this show. That's always, whenever Rekha and I have a guest and we have to like sell the show to the person we're asking to be a guest, we always say that we have the nicest fans that won't be mean to you at all. And that seems to be a big selling point for people.
Yes. Oh my God. Rhiannon said it's like a sleepover each week. I fucking wish. Oh my God.
Yeah, I wish we were all sleeping over.
I fucking wish we were on a big house sleeping over. Jesus fucking Christ. Incredible. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you are liking season 4 so far and that you continue to like it. It's a good one. It's exciting. So tune in next week when we've got a guest. Okay.
Back to norm. We got a guest. We got a new episode. What?
Hey, Jordan.
3, 2, 1. You are Top Chef.
See, there's 2 ways you can be Top Chef. One is to go on the reality show Top Chef and compete in a bunch of challenges and be really stressed all the time. The other is to come on an episode of Talk Chef. And either way, a hot woman is going to tell you you are Top Chef. Or a hot person is going to tell you are Top Chef.
Wow, that's so beautiful. I love that. Wow. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining in with just me and Rekha this week. We had such a great time and we're excited to see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.